What's up? This is Toru, music producer based in Mexico City. And today I just want to go over how you can create samples even if you can't play an instrument. Basically, I think of it in more or less 3 steps. 1, create a chord progression or some sort of harmonic bed to play over. 2, add that second part. 3, thumb those through resampling so that you can chop them. In this particular case, we're using a drum loop from a song that I made called Take Me Away. The drum loop sounds like this. And then the chord progression is just 3 chords. And so if I were gonna play it straight up, right, I would maybe do something like this. Maybe that's something that you can do already and you're like, oh, that's easy, I'll do that. Maybe you're like, okay, that's cool, but I can't play progressions like that. I think a way to work around that is using Ableton's punch in feature. Click this on and off. When that's on, Ableton won't record anything that occurs before that moment in time. So I'll start here, put my click on, and let's activate that. And now let's move to the second bar. All I have to do is be ready with this chord. And I have the spot where I want it to record. So now I have my second chord. I just need to move the loop bracket and make sure that we turn on the punch in so that nothing that we recorded before gets recorded over. So now I just gotta be ready then with this. Let's try it. So now I've consolidated those 3 takes into one. And now I can just double it up. And so we have a 4-bar loop. And then I can double that up and we have an 8-bar loop and so on, right? So if you don't know what to play over top of what you just created, I think a good place to start is to pick a chord and play the notes in that chord over it. And because the piano just continues to restart over and over again, you can move up and down the same chord. And if you're like, the tempo is too fast, well, let's bring the tempo down to something like 80 BPM from the 94. And then let's just play over top of it, because we can always bring the tempo to whatever we want it to be after we're done playing. So bringing it down to 80 feels a little bit more comfortable. Let's try that. So now we have that, and then remember, all this is MIDI, so at any time we can change the underlying instruments. So in this case, instead of having 2 pianos, I'll change the rhythm part to a Rhodes. I'm using Keyscape, but whatever, plugins, whether it's stock or some other instrument VST that you like to use. In this case, I'll go with the classic vintage vibe electric piano. So now this will play as a Rhodes. What I'll do is create a 3rd track here, which is an audio track, set it to resampling, and I'll solo these 3 tracks so that they're the only 3 that are active, and just hit record on this track, and so it'll record now the sum of both key tracks. And so now what I'll do is let's create a MIDI track. And then if I just drag this audio to this space on the MIDI track, it'll give us a simpler. And now I can click it and put it in slice mode. And so now we have something that we can chop over these drums. So let me loop these drums and turn off the audio. And we'll just play with the chops over them. Oh yeah, now we can turn the tempo back up, right? So let's go to 94 BPM where it was originally. And I'm gonna go ahead and just play with some of the parameters. So I'll move the start point of these chops. I'll play with the sensitivity to get chops in different places. And remember, we can also transpose this. This is something that I like to use when I feel blocked or can't write something. It just kind of takes the pressure off a little bit, I think. You just kind of like, okay, let's throw some chords down. Let's play something over top of it and sort of just kind of give yourself that process to work through and explore. I hope that helps, and let me know. Maybe I'll do something else like this. This has been Toru, and in a way, so are you. Peace.